We have almost made it to my very favorite time of the year, fall. And while most people seem to be going crazy over anything pumpkin, one of the flavor combinations I really enjoy is maple and cinnamon. I'm Lindsay with My Better Batch, and today we're gonna make a twist on a classic Snickerdoodle cookie. We are making Maple Snickerdoodles. Butter, sugar, cinnamon, and maple syrup. Need I say more? Those flavors are absolutely delicious together. That cinnamon sugar on the outside of the cookie gives the exterior a nice little crunch, but leaves the inside of the cookie soft and chewy. If fall hasn't arrived where you live, you sure are gonna think it has when these maple snickerdoodles are in the oven. For the snickerdoodle cookie, you'll need unsalted butter, granulated sugar, dark brown sugar, pure maple syrup, vanilla extract, maple extract, an egg, baking soda, all-purpose flour, cornstarch, cinnamon, and salt. To our 2 1/3 cups of all-purpose flour, we are gonna add 1 teaspoon of baking soda, 2 teaspoons of cornstarch, 1.5 teaspoons of ground cinnamon, and 1/2 teaspoon of salt. We'll use our whisk to carefully whisk this together, and then we'll set it to the side and work on our wet ingredients. Now, on the base of my stand mixer with the paddle attachment, I'm gonna cream together 3/4 of a cup of unsalted butter that's been softened, 3/4 of a cup of granulated sugar, and 3/4 of a cup of dark brown sugar. We're gonna cream these ingredients together until they're fully combined. There should be no visible signs of butter or sugar, and you should have a creamy consistency that looks like this when it's complete. To our butter and sugars, we're gonna add 1/4 of a cup of pure maple syrup, 1 egg, 1/2 teaspoon of maple extract, and 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. We're gonna beat this together until it's combined, but be sure to scrape down the sides of the bowl during this process. Once fully combined, begin to pour the dry ingredients into your wet ingredients, about 1/3 of the mixture at a time. Mix until fully combined, being careful not to overmix. Here's a few issues that could arise if you overmix your dough. Number 1, you could end up with flat cookies. Overmixing can cause the dough to become too sticky and elastic, which may cause your cookies to spread excessively during baking, becoming too thin and flat. And number 2, you could end up with tough and dense cookies. Overmixing causes the proteins in the flour to develop more gluten, which may give the dough a tougher and denser texture. Cookies can become less tender and have almost a rubbery consistency. And how can you avoid this? Well, it's generally recommended that you mix your cookie dough until the ingredients are just combined and you no longer see any visible signs of flour in your dough. Once your cookie dough is complete, we're gonna prepare our cinnamon sugar topping. This is really simple. So in a small bowl large enough to be able to roll your cookie inside, we're just gonna combine 1/4 cup of granulated sugar and 1 tablespoon of cinnamon. I'm gonna use a small whisk to just carefully whisk this together. Now, a classic snickerdoodle is pretty heavy on the cinnamon. If you like less cinnamon, you can add less to it. But now it's ready for our cookie dough to just roll inside. Using a 3 tablespoon scoop, I'm gonna scoop all of my cookie dough. This dough will yield about 18 cookies. Once the cookie dough is scooped, go ahead and roll them into a ball and then roll each cookie dough ball into your cinnamon sugar mixture. Our cookies are headed into a 350-degree oven for about 11 to 12 minutes. If you're looking for an over-the-top variation of this recipe, it's really simple. Just pick up a bag of Werther's Original soft caramels and place 1 into each of your cookies. Just take your 3 tablespoon cookie dough ball, gently flatten with your hand, and place the soft caramel on top. We're gonna wrap the dough around the caramel like this. You'll roll the cookie dough into a ball, roll it in cinnamon sugar, and bake it exactly the same way. The difference? When you break open one of these maple snickerdoodles, there will be ooey gooey caramel center. Yum! Look at these soft, chewy maple snickerdoodles. The kitchen right now smells so good. If you have a fall flavor that you like to make this time of year, be sure to leave it in the comments below. As always, give us a like, hit that subscribe button. I'm Lindsay from My Better Batch. Thanks for baking with me today.